Shalom, shalom, Yasharala. First and foremost, want to give call hello. Abanawi Yahweh, Bahashim Mashiach Yahweh Shai. And I want to go into this lesson on forgiving. So let's start with Matthew 23 and 23. The milk scripture, when you first come into Sakari, right? Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith, right? Because our people struggle with forgiving, having mercy on people. And these ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone, right? You have to do the embodiment of the law, not just the sacrifice or paying tithe, right? These are not the most important things. Having brotherly kindness and treating your brother as yourself. This is what's most important, and which the Bible is reiterating time and time again. So let's get Proverbs 19 and 11. And it reads, the discretion of a man deferreth his anger, and it is his glory to pass over a transgression. So this is honorable to not kill somebody over every wrong that they doing, right? And this is also in Ecclesiasticus. Let's get that. Ecclesiastes, Sirach 10 and 6. Bear not hatred to thy neighbor for every wrong. You don't have to hate the person, right? Because they have no idea what is the law anyway. So we know we hate what the Most High hates, right? Sirach 12 and 6. For the Most High hateth sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly. We know that. But the Bible is also telling you not to hate your neighbor. So you have to give people mercy. You have to have mercy, which is what Matthew 23 is talking about. And do nothing at all by injurious practices. You don't have to get to the point where wrath is leading you and you let that make you strike. Let that make you strike your one of your people. So let's move on to so-called Old Testament. And it reads, then Jonathan and David made a covenant because he loved him as his own soul, right? Which is a beautiful thing. This is how Israelites are supposed to treat each other, as if that person is you. You're not going to hold a grudge against yourself because you realize that you make mistakes and people make mistakes. So you have mercy and a forgiving heart towards your own people. So let's move on. Let's go back to Matthew. Matthew 18 and 21, then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Yahweh Shai saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 7 times 7. So let's go into an infinite amount of times that you should be forgiving your brother, right? Let's see why. Let's get Mark 10 and 18. And Yahushua said unto him, why callest thou me good? So Yahushua himself knows he's in the flesh. So how is he good, right? There is none good but one, that is God. So if you're not the Most High, how can you expect his forgiveness if you don't forgive your brother? It's impossible for you to get forgiveness. You have to be lenient, right? You have to have a forgiving heart. Let's get that in Leviticus. Another milk scripture. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. Right? So that perfect example, loving your neighbor as yourself, was that 1 Samuel 18 and 3. Then Jonathan and David made a covenant, right? A covenant meaning a pact, because he loved him as his own soul. Let's get Exodus 23 and 4. If thou meet thine enemy's ox, or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again. This is an example of forgiveness, because you know it's your enemy's ox, but though you may quarrel with somebody of your nation, you still have to have mercy, right? Because his family has to eat. He has to maintain his livelihood. So this example is examples throughout the Bible, just showing you how to have brotherly kindness and have a forgiving heart. Now let me get Hebrews 13 and 1. Let brotherly love continue. Khan. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. So if you have a grudge against someone and you don't know who they are, right? Especially when we out teaching our people, a brother might come with a effeminate spirit, right? Not knowing who he is. And so do we. We can't just attack that brother, right? We got to be merciful with him to not end up like the scribes and the Pharisees. Verse 3, remember them that are in bonds as bound with them, right? So they're in bonds, right? They're in slaves to their flesh, but so are we, because we're still in the flesh. We don't have our spiritual bodies yet. We're not in heaven yet. So we ain't shit just like they ain't shit. And them which suffer adversity as being yourselves also in the body. Right. So we're all in the flesh. We have to have some type of decorum, right? Not jump to accuse or to hate. Have a forgiving heart towards your brother. So let me get Sirach again. It reads 10 and 7. Pride is hateful before God and man. So when your spirit is not forgiving, you're just in a proud state. You don't want to be proud. And by both doth one commit iniquity. So you don't want God to hate you. So you want to be forgiving as He is forgiving and long suffering. So stay in the spirit. And with that, I want to get called halal. Abanawi Yahweh Bahashim Mashiach Yahweh Shai and say shalom.